Sarah is now going to demonstrate how to take a 3D scan and import it into Dolphin imaging. She's going to show you how to make all of the images that make up the template that we use for diagnosing in Dolphin imaging.
Now I'm going to teach you how to create the template that we use in our office for all of our new patients and their final records.
Okay, scan's all finished. That was great.
So now that the scan has been taken, you'll create a new time point for your patient. For this example, I'll just name this one a progress. To bring the scan into Dolphin, you'll go to 3D, click on that, and import your new DICOM. You'll navigate to the storage location on your computer, search the patient's ID number, choose the date of the scan that you'd like to use. Typically it would be today's date. Choose the top file, and any of the DICOM files will work. Double click those and it will start importing. So once the DICOM has been imported into Dolphin, you'll first want to click on Orientation. Choose the tab at the top that says Right, and you'll click and drag the skull to line up the orbits in the mandible. Turn it back front using the tabs again at the top. Once you like how it looks, you can hit OK. So once you've oriented the image, go ahead and hit Send Snapshot and then Save to Dolphin Layout Database. You'll want to choose the sixth box down, the first of that row, already named Hard Frontal, and save. Next, you'll go down and choose Sinus Airway. To start that, you can move this slide bar right here, and as you can see in the picture at the top left, it opens the airway, closes the airway. Try to find the largest airway opening, and then you'll start tracing it. Start your first point at the opening of the airway and click. You'll want to draw a box around the airway however it best fits. You'll want to use the same landmarks on the airway passage each time you do this process. Click. And then to end the box, you'll click at the point that you started at, and that will complete the box. You'll hit Add here in the middle. That will add a new seed point. You'll take your mouse and drag the yellow seed point into the airway passage. Then hit Update Volume. And after that's updated, you'll look at the top right hand corner and the little check of Enable Minimum Axial Area. You'll move the top red line to the very top of the box and the bottom red line to the very bottom of the box, still keeping the lines inside of the box. And then find. And once it's found the minimum airway, you can choose from the settings down here. We like to use hard tissue and then turn the patients to the right view and adjust the soft tissue sidebar just a little to clean up the edges of the soft tissue. And then once you're finished, hit Send Snapshot, Save to Dolphin Layout Database, and this one will go the seventh box down, the very last box at the end of that row, as translucent volume. And then you can hit OK or X out of this window, and then you'll go into the Build X-rays. Hit OK to go on to building the X-rays. You'll start with your lateral view. If you look up at the top, I'll show you which you're looking at. You like to keep it set to right lateral, and all you need to do is hit Apply. Adjust the sharpness and the Dolphin level to your doctor's preference. Sharpen is the slide bar and Dolphin 1 level is the drop down right here. And then hit send snapshot, save to Dolphin layout. And this x-ray already populates to the correct location, the third box down, x-ray lateral. You'll choose your next view at the top, your panoramic. With this, you'll want to slide the first bar up to the bottom of the orbit. Slide this light blue bar back behind the condyle. The bottom white bar needs to be below the chin. Adjust the red line to the CEJ. From here, you'll look at the bottom left and you'll start to make your path. Start with your first path point behind the blue line by clicking your mouse and make clicks along the arch, keeping them in the teeth. Click all the way through and end by double clicking the last path point behind the blue line. You'll hit apply. And then you can sharpen and adjust the Dolphin level to the doctor's preference. And then send snapshot, save to Dolphin layout, and this also goes to the correct location, third row down in the second box over. You'll change your view again to the TMJ. This you'll adjust the white bar to right at the bottom of the eye socket. The red line will bisect the condyle, and you can also look at the bottom screen, and when you see these little circles kind of shaped like kidney beans, that's when you know it's bisected. And move the bottom line up about 1/3 of the way down the jaw. Then you'll move to the bottom of the screen and move the bottom red point into the center of the condyle. You can also use your mouse to click on the top red points if you need to adjust it to bisect differently. And once that's adjusted, hit apply. You can move these yellow marks in the condyle so you get a clear picture of the condyles below. You can also sharpen the image and change the width to your doctor's preference. And then send snapshot, save to Dolphin layout. This one will need to go next to the hard frontal. The 6th row down, the second box over is TMJ sagittal. After that save, you'll switch the direction of the condyles to the coronal view. And then it will be the same process of moving the yellow until you get the best picture. And then send snapshot, save to Dolphin layout, and that will be right next to the first TMJ image. Once you've finished your TMJ x-rays, you'll go to view again, and the final view will be the frontal view. You'll want to make sure it's set to the anterior posterior, and you'll click apply. And then again with all the other x-rays, sharpen and change the level to the doctor's preference. And then you want to send snapshot and save to your Dolphin layout. And this x-ray will go to the correct spot, the 3rd row down, the 3rd box over, labeled x-ray frontal, and save that. And then you can exit out of the Build X-rays tool. And then you'll want to click on the 4 equal slices volume layout icon. And that'll take you to the coronal, sagittal, and axial slices. The red crosshair will change the sagittal view. Sagittal is in red. You can slide the crosshair to the right and to the left. Typically we keep ours to show the view of the centrals. We go through the entire image looking for problems or anything out of the ordinary, but for the sagittal slice, we'll save it where it shows the centrals. Then the next crosshair to move would be the green, and the green coincides with the coronal slice. Move the coronal slice crosshair to where the first molars are in focus. And then the last crosshair would be the blue axial slice, and you'll move that. Move the blue axial slice crosshair until you see the root tips of the incisors and the bony outline. Once you've got the images you'd like, click this Show Hide Crosshairs, and that will take the lines off of the images, and you'll save each one individually. So first click the little red sagittal slice view, and then Send Snapshot, Save to Dolphin Layout. You'll choose the 6th row down, and it will be next to the TMJ images, sagittal ones, and save. Choose the coronal slice, and then you'll send Snapshot, Save to Dolphin, and that will be right next to it, the coronal 6s. Lastly, you'll save the axial slice by Send Snapshot, Save to Dolphin. You'll skip a square, and it will be the second to last square, the axial mandible, and save. Those are all the images that you'll need in the 3D portion, so you can click the X to exit out of that. To complete the template, the next step would be to trace your lateral ceph. To do so, you would click Digitize. You would choose the analysis that your doctor prefers, and then start Digitize. I think all of you know what to do from here. So once that's traced, yes, cancel that. And to complete the template, you'll now import the patient's photos. To do so, you'll go to Capture Scan and Start Capture. You'll browse to the location that your images are stored on. And then you will click on the image and slide it over to the correct spot in this template. You'll want to do the no smile picture at the top in the middle, the smiling picture at the top right, and then their profile at the top left. The middle row will be the open bite and the occlusal shots. So you'll move the open bite picture to the middle. You'll want the lower occlusal on the right side, and the upper occlusal on the left side. And then the bottom row will be the closed pictures. So you'll have the right buccal, the closed bite, and then the left buccal. These are already edited and cropped, but to do so, you'll choose the size crop option at the top, and you can take your arrow to drag it to make it bigger or smaller, however your doctor prefers you fit it in the squares. When you're all finished editing, you can hit save, and your Dolphin template is complete.